All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're talking about something pretty big happening for a really critical profession in Jamaica, the major relaunch of the Jamaica Association of Social Workers. And as you're about to see, this is so much more than just a fresh coat of paint. It's a total rethink of what the future of social work looks like in the country.
Everything really kicks off with this phrase right here, which came from the relaunch announcement: a renewal of purpose. I mean, that says it all, doesn't it? This isn't just some catchy slogan. It signals a deep, fundamental shift towards a stronger, more unified, and way more effective profession.
So, where do you even start with a renewal this big? Well, you start at the foundation. And for them, that means creating a brand new ethical compass, something to anchor the entire profession in trust and a real sense of responsibility.
At the very center of this whole thing is the 2026 Revised Code of Ethics. And I love that they call it a compass and not a rule book. The idea is that this will guide every single decision a social worker makes, making sure that their actions are always pointing in the right ethical direction. And what's at the heart of this compass? It's these three core values: integrity, respect, and accountability. The association is basically saying these are the non-negotiables. This is the bedrock you need to build public trust and to make sure you're actually helping people effectively.
Which, of course, brings us to the big question, right? Why do all this? Why now? What's actually going on in the system that's so serious it demands this kind of complete overhaul? To really get why this solution is so important, we first have to understand the problems. And it turns out the association has identified some really deep, systemic challenges that have been holding the social work sector back for years. And wow, this slide just lays it all out. Let's translate this into what it means for real people. Regulatory gaps? That means there's no official license required, so a family in crisis might not know if the person helping them is truly qualified. Institutional fragmentation and coordination weaknesses? That sounds like jargon, but what it means is a child needing urgent help could get lost in bureaucratic delays between different government ministries. You tack on outdated university classes and a lack of ongoing training, and you've got this messy, complex web of problems that really affects the quality of care people get. So, in the face of all those challenges, the Jamaica Association of Social Workers, or JASW for short, has laid out a really clear and powerful vision. And it's all built around one simple but powerful idea: unity. Their goal is to build a truly unified professional community, a community where every single social worker, no matter where they work, is held to the exact same high standards and provides consistent, reliable services. This is a direct shot at that problem of fragmentation we were just talking about. But, a vision is just a dream without a plan to make it happen. And JASPA has a very real, very concrete plan. It's a 3-point strategy that's designed to tackle those systemic challenges head on. Okay, so here are the 3 pillars of their game plan. First, advocate for regulation. Second, strengthen education and training. And third, embed continuing professional development, or CPD, so it becomes a normal part of every social worker's career. Let's break each of those down. Step 1 is a biggie: pushing for a National Social Work Council of Jamaica. This would be an official body that sets the standard for who can even call themselves a social worker. For the public, this is all about peace of mind. It means knowing the person you trust with your family's well-being is licensed, qualified, and accountable. And while they're pushing for that national council, JSW is also taking action themselves. They're creating their own internal social work board. This board will be in charge of licensing and promoting ongoing education for its own members, kind of setting the gold standard from within the organization. Next up, step 2, strengthening education. To fix that gap between what students learn in a classroom and what they actually face in communities, JSW plans to partner directly with universities. They want to make sure the curriculum lines up with real-world needs. They're also proposing a national framework so the education is consistent everywhere and integrating crucial fields like clinical and forensic social work. And finally, the third part of the strategy is to make sure that learning doesn't just stop when you get your degree. The plan is to formally make continuing professional development a requirement. Basically, to move up in your career, you have to keep learning and keep getting better. And you know what's really impressive about this? It's not just some plan for the distant future. They're already doing it. As you can see here, they've been hosting these monthly development symposiums since July 2025. They've already got the ball rolling. The next step is just to make it official, a formal requirement for all members. So when you put all these pieces together, the new ethical code, the vision for unity, and that solid 3-point action plan, you really start to see the huge impact this whole renewal of purpose is going to have. And it all comes back to this one statement, which just wraps up the entire goal perfectly. The relaunch of JASW represents a renewal of purpose. By advancing regulation, education, and professional development, the association will strengthen practitioners, improve service delivery, and enhance social workers' capacity to respond effectively to social challenges. Ultimately, this isn't just about social workers, it's about the people and the communities they serve. And that leaves us with a final, really important question to think about. How does a stronger, more accountable, and more skilled profession like this one help to build a stronger, more resilient society for everyone?